This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFLTV. It is the morning after. Delighted to be joined by Charlotte Fisher first and also John Fisher. Difficult night for you as a family. Obviously we spoke to you after and we could see kind of how you guys were. And do you know what? The first comment your boy said when asked him if he was all right, he said, I've let all these people down. And I know that's not true, and you know that's not true, but that was his first mentality, that yourself, all like his brothers, you guys, everyone, he'd let them all down.
That's what makes Johnny the person he is. He's selfless, thinks of others first. Listen, bad night at the office, it's a bad night at work, that's all it is. The amount of love that people show him, the amount of love he's got around him is what makes people rich. And he's certainly got a lot of that, but he deserves a lot of that because he's a good young man. But listen, not nice for us to watch last night, but it's boxing. We've been on the other end of them nights. That's what makes boxing, the highs so high and the lows so low. But at the end of the day, it is boxing, you move on. And as long as Johnny's all right, that's all that matters.
Charlotte, for yourself, it must be a completely different feeling. Obviously, John's boxed himself and probably is tuned into the programme of how boxing is more so. You, on the other side, as the mother watching the son, must have been not great for you.
No, it's tough. I mean, you draw strength from your family sitting around you, but it was really tough. But I couldn't be prouder than what I am of Johnny and how he did go out on his shield. It wasn't meant to be last night. He couldn't have done any more, and all he'll do is learn from it. But nothing anybody could say to me that wouldn't make me say I'm not proud of Johnny and the man that he is. All he keeps saying is I've let you down. He hasn't, and he needs to stop saying that because he's one special boy. And I know I've got 4 children, they're all special to me, and Johnny is a very, very special boy, and I'm so proud of him.
It's a really awkward one, John, because he couldn't win either way with this rematch. If he'd not taken it, he would have just got the stick for not rematching, which in hindsight, he didn't have to rematch him. But if he did, obviously, last night happened how it did. So either way with this fight, he was in a situation where whatever he did last night, as in terms of taking the rematch, he wasn't, it could have, understand what I'm saying.
Let's be honest, Dave, at this stage, probably showed in the first fight, although I still think Johnny won that first fight, only just. Probably showed that he has got too much experience for Johnny at this stage, and boxing's all about experience. But Johnny wanted to take that fight again. There was no doubt he was going to take that fight again. And he's done the right thing, I think, because now people can't say he's shied away or he's not shown this or not shown that. He's gone in there, he's given it his all. Perhaps boxed the wrong game plan, but that's life. You make mistakes. Life isn't perfect. Ups and downs. And full credit to Dave. We've give Dave Allen, or Johnny's give Dave Allen 2 10-11 week camps. He's in the shape of his life. And I said to Dave after the fight last night, you've beaten my son. Credit to you. Now you go and do something with this, how you are, because then that'll be even better for Johnny in that respect. But listen, Johnny took the fight. Credit to him for taking the fight. And who knows, he might take number 3. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, the question was asked about that, and I think I spoke to Dave Allen yesterday and this morning, and he's kind of steering away from a third fight, and for Johnny's career as well. Obviously there is a bit of a rebuilding process now, which might not be the idea of a third fight. I mean, listen, they're entertaining fights, obviously people will watch regardless, but for his own career it's probably best, John, am I in right in saying, just to kind of get his confidence back up, get all that back up before anything else?
I think you're right, KUGAN. You could go into a third fight. Would that be beneficial to Johnny? He's been beaten, he's been well beaten last night, there's no denying that. But just because you've been well beaten doesn't mean you can't come back from that. Better men than Johnny in the boxing ring have been beaten like that before, and better men after him will be beaten like that before. But yeah, perhaps it's a thing now of going to have a couple of 8-rounders, building up the confidence. And for Johnny, fighting under his true identity. Just now you know what identity you are, because you're still learning. It's only 14 fights. So now you know what identity you are at, go out and perfect that, and then come back and fight a big fights in like 6 months or a year.
And to be honest, to sell out the Copper Box, 8,000 tickets. I mean, we have had messages. We are totally overwhelmed by the amount of messages and everything we've had, aren't we, John?
Yeah.
I can't, even my phone, and no one really contacts me, is just full up with
KUGAN,
everybody.
you
The
know,
support is
you know what we're
unbelievable.
like. To me, boxing's great, but to me, it's all about the people you meet in life and the rapport you make with certain people. We've had people from all different walks of life saying how proud they are of Johnny, what they think of him, and that means everything to me. It means everything to Charlotte. It means everything to Johnny. That is who we are. You know, yeah, you want to win boxing matches, but for us, for me, life is all about the relationship you make with people, and you forge them relationships for life. And truly humbling last night. That atmosphere in there was fantastic, and to be a part of it, for Johnny to be a part of it, for a young man, was truly amazing. So hopefully we'll have that again one day.
I mean, look, what to Johnny's credit, obviously over the 2 fights, obviously he won the first fight, but he understood the public's kind of some of the public's perception about whether he won the fight or not. So he went in and addressed it. But even from last night speaking to him, he's handling it as well as he can handle it. And it's not easy for him, etc. But there's no excuses being made. There's no this, that, and the other. Even from the first fight, you know, he's handled that whole process quite well, I think.
When you're boxing, it's man v man. There's a winner, there's a loser. And when you win with dignity. When you lose with dignity. Full credit to Dave, he fully deserved that fight last night. Full credit to his team. And I will say, the respect, like Jamie Moore and his coaches, top men. You know, not once have they tried to slag Johnny off, not once have they tried to say anything disrespectful. And the same with Mark, with Dave. And that's how it should be. It's sport at the end of the day. But listen, Johnny's not making excuses. He got beat. He got beat on the night. That's boxing.
There's going to be one winner and one loser,
Yeah,
isn't there?
exactly.
And at the end of the day, Johnny will learn from this and he'll come back. And I know exactly what Johnny's going to do. I know what he's going to do.
It could be the making of Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny's not had amateur experience. Everyone keeps harping on about that. Well, you don't get more experience than what he got last night. And it could be the make or it could be the break of Johnny. No one's saying he's going to come back and be a world champion. We've never ever said that. But the British title is what Johnny wants. That's his aim. And he's still in there for that. He's lost to a good Dave Allen. That's the best Dave Allen the last 2 fights we've seen for years. You know, and there's no shame in losing to that Dave Allen. No shame whatsoever.
Well, look, like I said, it was. I could see visibly it was a difficult night for you, but you guys are not ones to like dwell around and mope about
you
around
deal with
it.
and you move
Yeah.
on.
KUGAN.
Johnny was fine. The main important thing, all right, he lost, but he was fine physically. He didn't have to go to hospital. He was absolutely fine. He's raring to go this morning. He's absolutely fine. And it's just one of those things, and we'll deal with it. We'll move on. That's what we do as a family.
We've had a lot worse in life, mate.
Yes.
We've had knocks galore. And
Not
you
to do
walk,
with boxing, to
no,
do in general life.
to do in life. You've had money worries, you've had health worries, you've had family worries. So losing a boxing match is not as big as any of them. It's not ideal. You want to win and you want your son to be okay. But life always knocks you down, always humbles you. And this is what it does, but you just have to set his birthday today.
It's his birthday today, but
We're
we
gonna have
deal
a
with
good
the
day.
highs, you deal with the lows. And I'm telling you now, you find strength from the lows, and that's where you move on. And that's what we do.
And the people that support you. And I'm going to give a big shout out here. Last night, you always say, you know when you've lost who's in the locker room.
Oh my goodness.
The locker room was full. Barry Earn come in, Eddie Earn come in, Jess Harding, Sky Nicholson, Derek Chisora was in there, but David Adelaide, right, and I'm going to say this now, never really had any dealings with David Adelaide. That man showed his true worth last night. He come in, he cuddled Johnny, he spoke to us all, and I thank him very much for that, because he's not someone that our paths would cross. Johnny's paths crossed for a little while, but out of that, we found a new friend now, and that man, David Adelaide, showed his true worth last night, so thank you very much for that.
I think there's an old quote from Sergio Martinez, wasn't it, when he lost his first fight, and from the time he won his first world title, when there was something like 500 missed calls to when he got beat for the first time. He had 2 calls, and both from his mother. I think I'm right in that quote. Yeah. So
listen, my phone, Charlotte's phone, my phone. I'm going to answer everybody tonight when I'm laying in bed. It's Hetty's birthday. We're going to enjoy her birthday. But I'm going to reply to everybody on Instagram and on WhatsApp. It's amazing. It's amazing. Just because you lose a boxing match, don't mean you lose in life.
I know he's my son, but people find draw strength from Johnny because the way he handles things, and I know he's my son and I don't like to talk about this, but that's the way he is. You draw strength from when he loses, you draw strength from when he wins, but he brings people together, and I'm telling you, that's the truth.
That is true. He has brought a lot of people together, and the Bull Army,
The
I've
Bull
told you,
Army's
is made up of rich, it's made up of poor, it's made up of black, it's made up of white, it's made up of Muslim, it's made up of Christian, made up of young, it's made up of old, and that's what we want. That's what Johnny portrays. No one's excluded, everyone's welcome, and the amount of support has been truly amazing. And trust me, life is bigger than boxing. We want him to win. We want him to be fit and well.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened. You move on. We go on to the next chapter.
Fit and well, he's fine.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He hasn't won.
Yeah.
All right, Charlotte, calm down.
Just
And I'm just thinking I've done a lot better interview than what Josh just did. So,
Well, yeah, we can refer to an interview that probably won't see the light of day if we're being honest, luckily for you guys. The interview we've done probably won't see the light of day. That's
we'll have it.
the footage is gang. They can use it for what they want here.
No.
I didn't know about that, but that's what's happening.
Big shout out to Josh. Hetty's birthday. He's bought her, I think he's made a schoolboy error though, because he's bought her a Louis Vuitton bracelet at 17
I've
years of
never
age.
had a
How the
Louis
hell is he
Vuitton
going to keep up with that
bracelet.
going forward?
Do you know the shop H. Samuels? Do you know H. Samuels? Instead of starting
Ratner's, H. Samuel. Yeah. And big shout out to Isla too. She's come down from Scotland.
William's girlfriend.
It's just a shame she's got to go back up to Scotland.
But
no.
Everyone's made the effort.
Thank
everybody.
you to everybody that supported
the
Johnny.
Sponsors.
Yeah, thank you
His
to
sponsors.
everybody. And it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. This is a blip, but it's all up to Johnny, what he does, how he does it. We're going to have a little breakaway with him because we've missed our son. He's been tucked away in camp, and you've got your son back for a little while now. So that's always a bonus.
And now it's all about the comeback, isn't it? I mean, once he's kind of just had a little rest or whatever, it's all about that road back to
Doing it the right way, let him think, let him rest, let him do it the right way, and he will, Johnny, because you've got every every faith in you. He'll do the right thing.
And can I say something? We'd rather lose with the right people than win with the wrong people.
100%.
If that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's what we're all about. The right people, the right time, stick together
And it
and
only makes
onwards.
you stronger. It only makes us stronger as a family, stronger moving forward, and we are always there for Johnny and all our kids.
Apart from Hetty. She's got Louis Vuitton bracelets now.
It's in the box. Right, Charlotte, John, thank you very much for the time for the TV.
Thank you very much.
And look, have a good day with Hetty today and her birthday. And then, we'll catch up with you guys in a week.
Thank you very much, KUGAN.
Thank you very much, KUGAN. And a big shout out to the bird watcher.
Bursh.